What if the biggest change in the WNBA wasn't happening on the court, but behind closed doors? As Caitlin Clark's popularity exploded, the league entered a completely different era. New business opportunities, record-breaking attention, and heated debates have changed the conversation around women's basketball. Some fans see it as the beginning of something historic, while others believe the league is changing too fast. So what is really happening? Let's break it all down.
All right, good morning, everybody. Thank you all for showing up this morning. To officially welcome back Kelly Krauskopf as President of Basketball Business Operations for the...
Welcome back, everyone. We're glad you're here. If you enjoy WNBA news, player updates, and the biggest stories shaping the league, make sure you stay with us until the end because today's discussion covers one of the most talked about topics in women's basketball. Over the past year, the WNBA has experienced a level of attention few people could have predicted. Television audiences have grown, arenas have filled up, merchandise has sold at record levels, and conversations about the league now reach far beyond longtime basketball fans. At the center of that attention is Caitlin Clark. Her arrival brought a wave of excitement that extended beyond Indiana Fever games. Every appearance generated headlines, every highlight spread across social media, and every matchup became one of the most anticipated games on the schedule. Whether people supported her or rooted against her, one thing became impossible to ignore. She brought millions of new eyes to the league. With that sudden growth came difficult decisions. League officials, team executives, broadcasters, and sponsors all recognized that the WNBA was entering a completely new stage. The challenge was no longer simply growing the league, it was figuring out how to manage that growth while meeting the expectations of a rapidly expanding audience. Many longtime fans welcomed the increased exposure, believing it would create more opportunities for players and franchises. Others worried that the league's identity might change as business interests became a bigger part of every decision. As debates continued, one thing became clear. Women's basketball was no longer being viewed as a niche product. It had become one of the fastest-growing stories in professional sports. That success also brought more pressure onto the court. Every hard foul, every controversial referee decision, and every heated rivalry suddenly attracted national attention. Plays that might once have been forgotten within hours now dominated sports talk shows and social media for days. Some fans argued that officials needed to do more to protect star players from overly physical play. Others believed the game should remain just as competitive as it had always been. Those opposing viewpoints quickly became one of the biggest discussions surrounding the league. At the same time, television ratings continued to climb whenever Caitlin Clark played. Broadcasters saw increased interest, sponsors invested more heavily, and ticket demand reached levels rarely seen in WNBA history. Those numbers changed the conversation inside league offices. Instead of simply planning for another season, executives were suddenly preparing for long-term expansion, larger media opportunities, and a future that looked far different from anything the WNBA had experienced before. The league's rapid rise also created new expectations for players. With larger audiences came greater scrutiny. Every post-game interview, every social media reaction, and every on-court confrontation became part of a much bigger story. Players who had spent years building the league now found themselves competing in a spotlight unlike anything they had experienced before. For newcomers, it was an exciting opportunity. For veterans, it represented a major shift in the culture they had helped establish. No matter which side fans supported, one fact stood out above everything else. The WNBA had entered a new era, and there was no going back. The biggest question now wasn't whether the league was growing. It was how that growth would reshape the future of women's basketball for years to come. As the season moved forward, the spotlight surrounding Caitlin Clark only became brighter. Every game seemed to produce another headline, another viral highlight, or another debate across social media. Whether fans admired her style of play or criticized the attention she received, everyone was talking about the same player. With that attention came increased physicality on the court. Several games featured hard screens, aggressive defensive plays, and fouls that quickly spread across sports media. Those moments divided basketball fans. Some believed the contact was simply part of professional competition, while others felt officials needed to do more to keep games under control. Every controversial whistle fueled another round of discussion. Former players, analysts, and television personalities all weighed in with different opinions. Some argued that rookies have always had to earn respect through tough competition. Others pointed out that the league's biggest stars naturally receive more attention because their presence has such a significant impact on ticket sales, television ratings, and overall interest. Regardless of which opinion people supported, one reality became impossible to ignore. Whenever Caitlin Clark stepped onto the floor, millions of people were watching. That growing audience wasn't just important for basketball, it was changing the business side of the WNBA as well. Television partners noticed the surge in viewership. Sponsors saw greater value in investing in the league. Merchandise sales reached new highs, and arenas across the country experienced stronger attendance than many had seen in years. For league executives, these weren't just impressive statistics. They were signs that women's basketball had reached a turning point. The challenge now was finding the right balance between preserving the competitive nature of the sport while embracing the opportunities that came with unprecedented growth. Meanwhile, players across the league found themselves adjusting to a completely different environment. Games that once attracted modest national attention were now featured on major broadcasts. Every post-game interview could become a trending topic within minutes. Even routine moments during games were being clipped and shared across every major social media platform. That level of exposure created both opportunity and pressure. Young players had the chance to build larger personal brands than ever before, while veterans suddenly found themselves performing in front of audiences much larger than those they had become accustomed to. Off the court, franchises also began thinking differently. Teams started investing more heavily in fan experiences, digital content, and community engagement. Organizations recognized that attracting new fans required more than winning games. It required creating an entertainment experience that kept people coming back. The increased attention also sparked conversations about player safety and travel. For years, many athletes had spoken publicly about the challenges of commercial travel during the season. Schedules and constant travel demands were common topics throughout the league. As the WNBA continued to expand its national profile, those concerns became even more difficult to ignore. League leaders began exploring ways to improve the overall experience for players, recognizing that better travel conditions could support both player well-being and the league's long-term image. Many viewed these developments as signs that the WNBA was entering a new phase of professionalism. Others questioned whether such rapid changes could happen without creating tension among teams and players. Either way, the pace of change was accelerating. The conversation was no longer limited to basketball strategy or individual performances. It had become a discussion about the future direction of the entire league. And as new television audiences continued to arrive every week, one thing became increasingly clear. The decisions being made today wouldn't just affect this season. They could shape the WNBA for many years to come. As excitement around the league continued to grow, attention shifted beyond individual games and toward the WNBA's long-term future. Fans weren't just discussing scores anymore. They were talking about expansion, media rights, player salaries, and what this new era could mean for women's basketball. One of the biggest changes came away from the court. The league secured major media partnerships that signaled growing confidence in the WNBA's future. More nationally televised games, improved production quality, and broader streaming access meant fans could follow their favorite teams more easily than ever before. For years, many supporters had hoped for this kind of exposure. Now, it was finally becoming a reality. That increased visibility created new opportunities for everyone involved. Teams gained larger audiences, sponsors saw greater value in supporting the league, and players found themselves reaching fans around the world. But greater success also brought greater expectations. Every close game, controversial call, and emotional post-game interview now attracted widespread attention. Stories that once stayed within basketball circles quickly became national talking points, keeping the WNBA in the headlines almost every day. League officials understood that this momentum needed to be managed carefully. Maintaining fan interest required more than exciting games. It also meant continuing to improve the overall experience for players, teams, broadcasters, and supporters. Expansion became another major topic of conversation. New franchises promised fresh rivalries, new fan bases, and additional opportunities for athletes entering the league. Cities across North America showed increasing interest in hosting WNBA teams, reflecting just how much the league's profile had grown. Supporters viewed expansion as a sign of confidence. Critics, however, raised important questions. Would there be enough elite talent to maintain the high level of competition? Could every new franchise build a strong fan base? And how quickly should the league continue expanding? These weren't simple questions. They represented the challenges that often come with rapid growth in professional sports. Meanwhile, players were beginning to recognize that the league they entered just a few years earlier looked very different from the one taking shape today. Young stars were building massive social media followings. Veterans were receiving increased national recognition. Attendance records were being challenged. Merchandise sales continued climbing. The business side of the sport had clearly entered a new chapter. At the center of many conversations remained Caitlin Clark, not because she was responsible for every change, but because her arrival coincided with one of the biggest periods of growth in league history. Whether discussing television audiences, sold-out arenas, or increased media coverage, her impact was impossible to ignore. Still, many other players were also helping drive the league forward. Stars across multiple franchises continued delivering memorable performances, creating compelling rivalries, and proving that the WNBA success was built on far more than a single athlete. That broader growth encouraged optimism throughout the basketball community. More young athletes began dreaming of professional careers. More families attended games. More companies invested in partnerships. And more fans discovered the excitement of women's basketball. The league still faced challenges. Competition remained intense. Expectations continued rising. Every major decision drew passionate reactions from fans and analysts alike. But despite those challenges, one message became increasingly clear. The WNBA was no longer simply fighting for attention. It had become one of the fastest-growing leagues in professional sports, with momentum that showed no signs of slowing down. And if that momentum continued, the biggest chapters in league history might still be waiting just around the corner. As the conversation around the WNBA continues to evolve, one thing has become clear. This league is entering one of the most important chapters in its history. Every season now carries bigger expectations, larger audiences, and greater opportunities than ever before. The rapid growth hasn't happened because of just one decision or one player. It's the result of talented athletes, dedicated fans, stronger media coverage, and organizations investing in the future of women's basketball. Of course, growth also brings challenges. Every controversial call, every heated rivalry, and every major business decision will continue to be debated by fans and analysts. That's simply what happens when a league reaches a new level of popularity. More attention means more opinions, more scrutiny, and higher expectations for everyone involved. Players will continue competing at the highest level, coaches will keep searching for every possible advantage, and league officials will face difficult decisions as they balance competition, player safety, and long-term growth. For veterans, this new era represents another opportunity to leave a lasting legacy. For younger stars, it's a chance to inspire the next generation while helping the sport reach audiences that once seemed impossible. And for fans, it's an exciting time to witness history unfold in real time. No one knows exactly what the WNBA will look like 5 or 10 years from now. Will expansion create even greater competition? Will television audiences continue to grow? Will new stars emerge to carry the league into its next chapter? Those questions remain unanswered. But one thing is certain. Women's basketball has captured the attention of millions of fans around the world, and the momentum shows no signs of slowing down. Whether you're a longtime supporter or someone who has only recently started following the league, there's never been a more exciting time to watch the WNBA. The future will undoubtedly bring new stars, unforgettable moments, and debates that keep fans talking long after the final buzzer sounds. And that's what makes sports so special. Every season writes a new story. Every game creates a new memory, and every generation helps shape the future of the sport. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest WNBA news, analysis, and breaking stories.